Hey guys, welcome in Mastering Angular 15 from Beginners to Advanced course. In today's lecture, we will talk about custom attribute directives. And attribute directives in Angular are used to change the behavior or appearance of DOM elements. They are applied as attributes to elements and can alter the element's layout or behavior, like ng class, ng style. And I want that when my mouse is over on it, its background color is changed. I am going to implement this in our previous Angular application. First, I'm going to create the directive, and for that I'm going to write this command ng generate directive highlight, and our directive is created. And in this constructor, first I'm going to inject the element reference. In Angular, element reference basically is a wrapper around the native DOM element or HTML element object. It contains the property native element. Next, we will inject another API, which is render API. And this render to API allows us to manipulate the DOM elements without accessing the DOM directly. Then we need to write a highlight function by which we will implement the background color. In this, we will pass the color, which we will set by the rendered API. This.render.set style, and in this function I'm going to first pass this.element.native element, and then its property, which is background color, and at the end we will pass the value, which is color. Now when we will call this function? First we need to call this function when our mouse is hover onto the host element. Now the question is, what is a host element? Host element basically is an element into which the template is rendered. And in this listener, I need to pass mouse enter, on mouse enter, and in this I need to call this function this.highlight, and I'm going to pass the color yellow here. Then I need to write another host listener, which is mouse leave, and on mouse leave what I want, this highlight function is called again, and now I'm not gonna pass any color. Next we need to use this host element, and I'm going to use it in our HTML file. And here in h2 tag I'm going to write this app highlight. Now let's run the application and test it. As you can see, now on mouse hover our background color is changed, and this is because of our custom highlight directive. At the moment our background color is yellow, but we can also pass the color dynamically, and for that we need to update our directive. And in our directive I'm going to define our input. In this input I'm going to give the same name, app highlight, and color will be string, and default color I'm going to pass here is yellow. Also in this mouse center host listener we need to pass this.color. Next we need to update our HTML file where we pass this app highlight, and now in this app highlight we need to pass the color. For the sake of testing, I'm going to write another h2 tag in which I'm going to pass color red. Now let's run the application and test it. Here if we mouse hover on the yellow one, then the background color will be yellow, and if we mouse over on the red one, then the background color will be red. This is the way we can implement our customized directives. Now if we talk about the pros of custom attribute directives, Then first one is reusability. Directives encapsulate the logic inside and can be reused across different components. Second is simplifies HTML. It keeps the template HTML clean and readable by abstracting the logic into directives. Third is flexibility, allowing for more dynamic and flexible behavior. But there are few cons of custom attribute directives too. First one is debugging. Debugging could be complex because the behavior of an element can be influenced by multiple directives. Second is understanding. The code may be harder to understand for developers unfamiliar with the custom directives. And third is complexity. The logic within a directive might be complex, especially if it interacts with other components or services. Hope you understand these custom attribute directives clearly. But still, if you have any question or query, you can ask in comments. And if this lecture is helpful for you, then guys, please like, subscribe and share my channel. Thanks for watching.